What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Welcome to episode 345, our St. Patrick's Day show. Thank you for joining us on this fine Monday evening. I hope you have your beverages of choice or whatever you like to partake in. You hope you're wearing some green. We got some green lights behind us. I'm rocking some green Commanders gear. Dev got the green lights. Phil got the green glasses. We got the green bars and the we're going all green today. And this is not affiliated anything with the Philadelphia team that we know and cannot stop seeing everywhere. So happy St. Patrick's Day, fellas. It's on a Monday. You're muted, Phil. You're muted.
I'm muted, of course.
Yeah.
No Philadelphia team.
What?
No New York team that's not the Giants. None of that.
Nine.
The closest thing that we're associated with right now are the Boston Celtics and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
That's it. I don't even know why the Commanders have green gear for St. Patrick's Day, but you know what? My wife got this to me. She thought it was.
Hey, remember when the Bulls back in the day were the first ones to do the green jerseys?
Oh, the Knicks did it too back then. They did say against each other.
They did?
Yeah, the Knicks did it too. They
Love that.
They're wearing this now. Actually, I've been watching the game. Well, I'm tripping. They should be wearing them right now. Great find out for y'all.
Really? The Knicks wore green jerseys, huh? I did not know that.
I think they did, but I remember the Bulls were like one of the first teams to do it.
Bulls. I think that's it. Well, the first two.
I think that the Caps had a St. Patrick's Day jersey too. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, well, you can't even find those green Knicks jerseys either. I've tried to find those.
eBay.
I look on eBay.
Yeah,
I had a pretty bad experience with them on a Dreamcast, man, and ever since then I'm kind of like.
I had a bad experience. What's that from? I had a bad experience.
Oh, my life.
Nah, it's from the Italian Job. The guy who plays Left Eye. I'm having a.
I've never seen the
Most deaf. It's most deaf. It's most deaf. He was deaf in one ear.
I've never seen the Italian Job.
Oh, great movie, man. Great movie.
I might watch it.
Great movie. Great.
Y'all know
movie.
some other movies I should watch on my 2-week layoff. List them down there, and I'll try to check them out.
Oh, for real.
See, you want something pretty dope? Here, I'm gonna share it with you real quick. Damn it! You can tell I have not produced in a while. My speed on this has been slipping, but
How'd your son do soccer, Steve?
They placed second in their bracket, so they did not win it all, but they did pretty good. See, I have a green Orbeez t-shirt.
That's pretty nice. I like that jersey.
I like that.
If I were into St. Patrick's Day, I like that jersey. The next one's still the coolest one, though. By the way.
Yeah.
I like the Celtics St. Patrick's Day jersey. They got the green and silver, what the fuck it is. Or the ones that's green and black. They're pretty dope.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yep. What's up, Yam? Happy St. Patty's Day, all. Good to see you. Tia, happy St. Patrick's Day, fellas in chat. Yep. Jack Attack, what's going on? Happy St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, man, happy St. Patrick's Day. It's a Monday. You know, back in the day, I would have been out partying, but we grown folk now and don't have time for all that. There we go. New York Knicks. Okay.
I got some other ones.
But that's the basic one. There's another one that I saw here. It looks like ass. It really does. Like they changed the font and everything.
Yeah.
Really?
There it is. Hold up.
It's probably the one.
It's orange and green. And
hold up.
Nah, I don't think those are real. Unless those are the ones they're wearing tonight, because I literally just forgot the game was on turn on. Unless those are the ones they're wearing tonight. And we're gonna see it is not. They're not even wearing the Paddy's Day uniforms. They're wearing the black and orange.
Oh, that's from 2 years ago.
Or blue and dark blue and orange. I don't remember those jerseys. I kind of like them. I'm not going.
I don't know. It's Reddit. Could have been a mock-up.
Yeah,
jersey swap. Who knows?
They changed the lettering on it though. That lettering is different. That's why I don't think it's a straight swap. But
yeah,
it is what it is. But yeah, they did. And hold on. I think you might be able to buy these, Dev.
Yeah. Jack
they are for sale, Dev.
There you go.
If you want a Stephon Marbury one,
that's the one I would want actually. I know exactly what you're talking about now.
$135.
Worth it. That's hard to get back.
They got Nate Robinson for $66.95.
Do they have a Jeremy Lin one?
No, they had a Jeremy Lin one. I would get that one.
I would totally get it.
Yeah.
I need a Jeremy Lin one for real.
You can probably find one
There's an Eddie Curry one for $40.
Nah, man, he raped this limo driver allegedly. I don't need that. I'm gonna go with.
No, I cannot.
They got a Larry Johnson or a Camby one maybe. Spreewell.
No, I am not finding a Jeremy Lin St. Patty's Day jersey.
That is okay. That is all right.
You got a Jared Jeffries one.
Jared Jeffries, former Wizard. Jared Jeffries.
Indiana Hoosiers.
Yeah.
Well.
Well, welcome everyone to the show. Please hit that like button on YouTube for us if you're watching on Facebook. We appreciate you. Jump in the chat. We're celebrating St. Patrick's Day here. We got our beverages. We got whatever you want. Hope you guys enjoying your evening too. What's up, Ryan? Guinness is awful, by the way. I went on a Guinness kick for like 6 months, and I'm not a Guinness guy myself. That what do they call it? Dark and tan? Just not for me, man. Now, Irish car bombs.
I do like Guinness on certain days. Like just if I'm in the mood,
yeah,
I'm down for some Guinness. If I'm down to party, hey, there is no good name for it other than there's the Irish hate it when you call it a black and tan. They hate it when you call it a car bomb. They hate it when you call it. But you drop the shot of Bailey's into a half pint of Guinness.
I've never had a Guinness in my life.
Half pint of Guinness. You take a half pint of Guinness, you drop a shot of Bailey's, drop the shot glass into the half pint, and you pound it.
I haven't had a beer.
It tastes.
Dev,
you
remember
tastes like the best bread you've ever had in your life.
I haven't had a beer since 12.
Yeah, remember 40-year-old virgin? When they go out to the club, they're like, "All right, boom, bing, round of bing," and they drop it in, and they all take shots when they.
I know what you're referring to.
That's what it is.
Yeah, but I'm saying I haven't had a beer.
It is known in this country as an Irish car bomb. The Irish do not like it when you call it a car bomb. It's like don't call it an Irish car bomb. Just call it a car bomb.
And
thank you for the qualifier Irish.
Thanks for bringing up the great Paul Rudd, by the way, Steve.
Yeah, of course. It's not an episode unless we pay tribute to Paul Rudd. This should be called the Paul Rudd Show.
That's
right. Paul Rudd honorary.
I would no longer be
tribute.
a part of this.
They got a picture of Paul Rudd on the helmet as a new logo. I wouldn't be mad at that. I like Paul Rudd.
He's going to be 80 and still look like he's 30.
We might as well be the Washington 8-8s at that point.
Ron at Indian Lake. What's going on? Says Indian Lake, Ohio, dug by Irish workers in the 1840s. Hey y'all, good to see you, man. Welcome to the show. Tia, fun fact. I have Irish
dug by the Irish. Like, what did they do? They
probably built it. I'm getting, migrant workers probably constructed the lake.
Why did they name it Indian Lake then instead of Irish Lake?
Indian Lake dug by Irishmen?
Because you're on Indian land.
Could be.
I was just wondering, like, what?
There's a lot of different reasons.
All kinds of shit.
I mean, why is Tom Cruise the last samurai? Remember that Paul Mooney skit? Remember that Paul Mooney skit on Chappelle's show?
Hey, whenever they put Val Kilmer as a Black Panther, I don't want to see nobody get mad. That shit's coming. The last nigga alive started Tom Hanks.
Last Samurai started Tom Cruise.
That's a story, by the way. The Last Samurai one is.
Great stuff. Tia says, fun fact, she has Irish blood. Oh, Okay, didn't know that.
I ain't no
So
black
do
leprechauns,
I.
man.
So
Quit
do
lying.
I.
They lied to you, bro. And me and 22 lied.
Is that 23andMe? I
Yeah,
got a
that's what
kit.
it
I
is.
have not done the kit, man.
That's a lie, bro.
I got
You
the
ain't
kit.
no Irish. They ain't no Irish niggas in the.
Oh, there we go. Ron says it. Indians live.
I ain't gonna lie though. I seen the Irish chicks in the Olympics. Bam! Wow, son. You seen those, Phil? The Irish ladies in the Olympics. Wow, son.
Yeah.
I'm going to say so.
That's what lean beef
to,
looks like when you eat it. That's what it
I'm
looks
going
like when
to- I
you
will
don't
say
have
this,
preservatives in
one
your
of the most-
food. You know.
One of the most stunning women I ever saw when I was younger was this chick who used to go to this retreat that I would go to every year, and she was
Was it one of those
Irish.
gay
She was
camps?
Irish and Puerto Rican, tan skin, shock red hair.
These chicks are dark skin with dark hair. I mean, the real ones that was in the Olympics, man. Oh my god, bro! All them motherfuckers is bad.
Oh, so Dev's gonna love that. I'm gonna bring this up. There's also a thing called Black Irish, which are they're very
black everywhere. I'm assuming.
black hair, but they're pale white, but they have really like raven black hair. And they're known as Black Irish.
I had an Irish girlfriend in college once. She was pretty cool.
Let's cover a little bit of Commanders news. There's not a whole lot of Commander stuff to talk about, but I do want to talk about two things very quickly.
From actually Ireland.
We saw Dante Fowler goes to the, do you know, Dev?
Cowgirls.
The Dallas Cowboys.
Cow patties.
Because remember we showed the picture of his disrespect post from what's it, last week or the week prior. But Dante Fowler is now a Dallas Cowboy. He opens up his here, I'll show it to you right now. He opens up his inaugural Dallas tweet with howdy, I'm back and I'm better. Cowboys Nation. What the hell, man? But it's fine. We didn't, we talked about this. He was the most underwhelming 10.5 sack guy. He was a liability in the run, especially if you ask Yam. But Dante Fowler, I'm not sad that he's gone. What say you guys? Do you care Dante Fowler's gone?
I mean, yeah, for sure I do. I care.
Do you really?
Because there's no one that can replace. There's no one on our team that can replace 11 stacks. There's no one on our team that replaces it. If you got me someone to replace that, I'd be like, all right, fuck them. But until then,
so that tells me it's a draft. It's going to be
like I said, you can't go into the saying hoping that a starting caliber edge linebacker is going to be available at 29. I mean, I feel like this organization is way too smart to just assume that's going to happen.
Unless they're banking, we'll talk about it in a minute.
And we're assuming they're going to pick an edge. What if the best player available is a guard or a tackle or a fucking corner? It's just weird. It's just, hey, they've never given me a chance and a reason to doubt them. Yeah. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that this shit's gonna work out, man. But to answer your question, fuck yeah, I'm
well. Here's my thing. Fowler. It was 1 year, $8 million.
Yeah, it was. I mean, end of the day, that was less than a million a sack, which is what the going rate is.
But clearly, I'm surprised we didn't want to pay $8 million. We only paid him what, $6 million last year?
Maybe he did want more than $8 million here, though. Maybe he took the $8 million from Dallas because out of spite.
It could be.
Or because that's all we could have got. Maybe that's the most he could have got. Maybe he wanted 11 from
Phil Bullock. What's up, brother? Appreciate you, man.
I wanted Dante Fowler to stay, bro. I ain't gonna front. I liked him. I liked his attitude too, man. We brought Dante Fowler here though to just be a situational pass rusher. We didn't bring him here to start. He had to start because fucking the Kentucky nigga Jamin Davis was trash juice. Yeah, and then on top of that, Farrell kept getting hurt. Even when they tried to put him on the outside on pass rush, he kept getting hurt.
Yeah,
so you
man.
can't really.
I get it.
You had to play him. So you will get mad for not being a rundown. We got running guys now. Having him on situation pass rush is what you need him for. Will be good right now, man. I ain't gonna front. But hey, maybe they'll replace him. Old ass Calais Campbell's out there, man. And the nigga from the
38, man. Calais Campbell's 38, bro.
I only need you to play to 39, bro.
One more season. Give it to us.
Yeah, I only need you to play to 39. I don't need you to play 42. I don't need 4 years out of you, nigga. I need 17 weeks.
Yeah. Tia said a kid was done on her dad's side. There you go. There's the explanation. Ron said they dug the lake to feed the canals they plan to build. Okay. And Dante clears the way for Parsons trade. Are they going to trade Mike Parsons?
Man, I'll tell you.
Now, Micah Parsons is getting too defensive over DeMarcus Lawrence's bullshit.
The one place Dallas is not going to trade a nigga to is Washington, bro.
I don't know. Philly was trading picks with us in the draft last year.
Philly smarter,
and they got Cooper.
Yeah,
and that's how we got Mikey and Senate and
one of those mattered, I guess.
One more. We turned that one pick into 3.
Yeah, but only one of those mattered.
Oh, Brandon Coleman.
Oh, never mind. 2 of those mattered.
Yeah. Not bad. 2 out of 3.
We won it, kind of.
2 out of 3.
And one may very well matter by the end of this year.
Mm-hmm. Show you right.
Bates did those catches.
Show you right.
Yeah, I'm paying Bates to get those catches the City's supposed to be getting, bro. I don't know.
Bates. He's going to take his legs out.
I'm predicting early Bates 4 touchdowns this year.
Oh, he's gonna take some
4
of
touchdowns. He's getting 4 touchdowns. I don't know how he's getting them, but he's getting 4 touchdowns, bro.
Phil Bullock said, "Word, Dev, we did some good, but let's not overlook some of these bad moves."
Yeah, I don't get them. I don't get why you pay a rotational defensive tackle average annual 15 a year. That's wild to me.
Yeah,
30 million guaranteed over 2 of those.
He's not rotational though. He's gonna be a starter.
Even despite the the Kinlaw contract, we still are graded out as one of the top free agency teams.
That's because offensively we destroyed it, but defensively they destroyed us. But we still got what
a lot of people feel differently than you, Dev. A lot of people think we got better on the defensive line.
I think if you look at it like, are we going to be able to defend a run? Yes, but now you have no pass rush, which is a way worse situation to be in because we were number 12 in the league.
Outside of Fowler, did we really have a
Frankie Luvu.
Well, okay, we got Luvu. Luvu's still on contract,
but that's just him now.
All right, I think what they're looking at in this case,
we won 12 games with the third.
You subtract 1, you add multiple, and you get a better result overall.
I don't think it's going to happen. But not as constructed. And I also don't think this is how we're going to be.
Fowler wasn't exactly lighting the world on fire.
He got 10.5, 11 sacks, depending on where you look it up at. I mean, you say he ain't did shit. What did nobody else do?
Some of them were coverage sacks too, you know.
I mean, he didn't get 10.5. Yeah, you know, that's what I'm trying. If it was that easy, someone else would do it. You know, I mean,
someone else would have the opportunity to do it this year.
They had an opportunity last year. That's what, and that thing was 3rd string, bro. You know,
they did resign Cleve Farrell though, so
okay. You know, I mean, it's like
Farrell's more balanced. Farrell's more balanced than Dante is. Dante's too one-dimensional for a team that wants guys that are well-rounded in how they play.
No lie spoken, but Farrell's good, man. And Farrell, to his credit, he actually kept Chase Young on the bench in San Fran. He made him. You know, that was the guy who took Chase Young's job. He was behind Farrell, man, in San Fran. That's a true fact. He played more snaps. So I'm not dissing Farrell. I think he's a quality defensive end. I need somebody I trust on 3rd downs consistently going to go after the quarterback and get after him. So far we got Frankie, and sometimes he don't even rush the passer. He goes out and covers sometimes. He's basically our best coverage linebacker too. So I don't know, man. I feel like there's got to be a move coming, man.
Either a move coming, or there's somebody they're planning on putting out there that we.
I don't care if you gotta get an old nigga just to play 3rd downs and then play your other guys, or draft a guy and get the old nigga, man. But they got sub $30 million left. You could easily get a really good player if one became available right now. That's what makes me think, man, perhaps there's somebody else out there they're looking at.
Yeah,
I think there is. I think they've got a lot of guys that can rotate in and out right now. They got guys that if you want to do, you know, edge rusher by committee, you could do. They don't have a one guy, but draft's coming.
No, they don't have to trade Trey, by the way, Ronald.
And realistically, what position? We addressed so many different positions over this offseason. Look at it. We got corner. We got safety and corner. We re-signed one of our linebackers. We've put a bunch of people on the defensive line. We've addressed some offensive line stuff. We've addressed wide receiver. We re-signed tight ends. Our running backs really is a lot of people wanting a running back. That's a want. It's not a need. It's a want, right? So the fact is that because it's a want and not a need, where's our need? Edge rusher. Where do you think we're going to go in that draft? edge rusher. If the guy isn't there at the end of the first round, let's say it's we got some guys in the second round, instead of, potentially overreaching or potentially reaching on a draft pick,
turn that pick into 3 picks.
Yeah, you get more picks.
Yep, because we only have 5.
Man, I think you got to take, unless you get me a starting caliber a pass rusher. Man, I think at this point you got to take him 29, even if the best player isn't that guy.
There's also talk. It happens every year. Dudes just slip for whatever reason. They just fall.
Yeah, but every time that happens, it's not something you depend on to start. It just
no. I'm just saying.
You know what I'm saying?
You never knew who's going to be there at 29.
I don't think no one drafts a guy at 29 that says you're starting outside linebacker tomorrow.
No, well, we haven't really.
And like right off the bat, unless it might be in a situation where he gets in the camp, you're like,
that's why that pick might be worth more to someone else than it is to us.
I think we might trade up. Nobody's talking about that.
Yeah, could be.
God, you'll be mortgaging a lot to get there.
Yeah. Ron said Cincinnati's back to a corner. They have to trade. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Hold that thought. Same thing. Cincinnati's only got so much. We're going to talk about that in just a second, Ron. Sit tight.
You said that about Philly in the past, too.
Yeah, they just find a fucking way. Uptown Dre, what's up? My brother is happy St. Patrick's Day, man. Thanks for joining us. So on top of Dante File leaving and going to the Cowboys, we also we didn't lose. He got signed by the Chicago Bears. Olamide Zaccheaus, old OZ, is on the Chicago Bears. And the funny part is, how when we get a player out in the social media spheres, people start making videos like, oh, look at, wide receiver John Smith. He's very versatile. He's a good fit for the Commanders. Everyone's doing that now for the Bears, but posting our footage of OZ playing with Jaden Daniels last day. Like, look how versatile he is. Look how he goes and grabs the ball. And I'm like, man, it's kind of weird for people to show clips of one of our guys who play with us saying he's an asset to their team. He's going to be wide receiver 3 behind
3. Do you hear what I've heard? I heard a Bears fan say?
What?
The OZ is Amon-Ra St. Brown without the podcast.
Man,
you know what? I saw that somewhere too.
Somebody's on angel dust, bro.
No, he's a wide receiver 3 right now. I mean, anything's possible, but you got Roma Dunes. He could be wide receiver 2 depending on what they do in the draft because Keenan Allen is gone. So really, it's Roma Dunes and OZ. I don't even know.
Oh, they got your boy over there, man. The nigga that toasted us up when he played for Carolina, where he played whenever Fields and him hit.
Not DJ Moore.
Yeah,
he's gone.
From the
DJ Moore's in the Panthers, right?
Nah, he went from the Panthers to the Bears, nigga.
Oh, you know what? He's right. That's right. I forgot he free agency. Yeah, so he's wide receiver 3.
I traded him there, and then he resigned.
Well,
yeah. He's wide receiver. So OZ's wide receiver 3 then.
Yeah,
there you go. Zaccheaus was good, man. I didn't mind Zaccheaus. He was everything we needed in a wide receiver 3A, 3B, 3C.
Wide receivers, he was the one I wanted to keep the most.
They all had 400 something yards. You know what I mean? Like
I said, like you got a lot of guys playing. McCaffrey's plays slot. Debo plays slot. Oz plays slot. So what are you going to do, bro?
Yeah, I mean,
outside receivers.
Yeah,
so.
I'm with you. I mean, we chose to sign Noah Brown. We chose to sign Debo. We have Terry. And we have Luke.
I think there'll be another receiver.
There has to be another receiver. Or we can go after Ryan Elias's guy. What's his name? McMillan. No, he's a big McMillan fan in the draft. I can't pronounce it. The guy from Miami. Did you see that guy? He was talking about Jaden Daniels all day at the combine and other interviews. Man, he wants to play with Jaden Daniels so bad. They said, "Here's all these quarterbacks you can play for. Who do you pick?" He's like, Jaden Daniels. I'm like, maybe he's flashing something. So yeah, we lost OZ. We got a bunch of wide receivers on the board, but really only two that matter. I don't know if do you guys think Noah Brown really matters besides him being?
Yeah, I mean, like the third receiver on the team, you want to get about 400 to 600 yards. Is he capable of that? He basically did that last year.
Would you rather have him doing that? Or I'd rather have Luke McCaffrey doing that.
I'd rather have somebody else doing it. But as long as it gets done, I don't give a fuck whose name is on the jersey that does it, bro.
Yeah, I'm just saying you invest so much in a draft pick. I just want to see him.
Yeah, those third round picks starting to look like the second round picks.
Yeah, and we also have KJ Osborne as well. So don't forget, we signed KJ Osborne.
Another guy who's capable of getting 500 to 600 yards a year if he gets enough clock.
So Terry, Debo, Luke, KJ Osborne, and Noah Brown.
And Osborne might be the most talented one.
With Debo and everything else, I'm not pressed at wide receiver either. You know, I'm just not pressed. I'm not like, oh my God, we need a wide receiver. It's now getting a wide receiver is a luxury.
We were just talking about trading down at 29, turn 29 into 2, maybe 3 picks. Ron's talking about trading up.
That's what I said. I don't see why you wouldn't. You don't have a starting caliber edge rusher on
hashtag FTP. Fuck them picks.
Yeah, fuck them picks, bro.
Go get it. Go get it.
You got about 3 years, man.
Go get it.
You got about 3 years. Or you got to pay Daniel 70.
Yeah, Daniel's getting like $100 million.
70.
He's gonna be the first $100 million quarterback.
70 a year, bro.
Unleash the Kraken, man. That dude's gonna get his money.
Hell, Lamar's gonna get another one in 2 years. That's
crazy.
Yeah,
he will. It's just gonna be a cycle, a leapfrog. He
won't even be 30. That's wild to think about. Lamar will be on his like 4th contract, won't even be 30.
That's crazy. Man,
it's wild, man. Shit's wild out here, dog.
There's a couple more things we can look at. Let's just go around the league here real quick. And I don't think does anyone else have any more Commanders? I think we're tapped out on Commanders news here. Unless you guys can think of anything.
Oh yeah, talk about this stadium thing. It might not be happening. I hear about.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, they said something about some money getting tied up.
Well, DC lost also $1 billion in the budget, so
right. So they said they all might not get the stadium in DC now.
Hey, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, Steve likes to tailgate. Once he heard there's like going to be only 8,000 motherfucking seats in it, you know what I'm saying? No tailgating.
Hey, then I saw them having the Shamrock Fest in the bullpen, which is right outside of Nats Park. I was like, okay, it could be done. I see it. And they also have one down at the wharf.
You ever go to that? By the way?
I mean, again, it's not one place. They got
not one place. It was multiple places. Yeah. But I did not hear that, Dev. I'll actually look into that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're talking about it in their little group chat thing.
Were they? Well, let's go hit on what happened in NFL free agency around the horn here. So I just got a list. We're just gonna scroll. We're just gonna scroll through here and get in where you fit in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger so y'all can see. Travis Homer re-signing with the Bears, no big deal. Raiders are hosting Patriots. Christian Ellis, nobody cares. Lane Johnson got a little extension on his deal. He's already $8 million over the next 2 years. I was trying to remember his age. I know Laramie Tunsil and Lane Johnson. The famous Lane Johnson who does the offside kickback every play and never gets called for it. They're right there neck and neck in a lot of offensive tackle metrics. So take that for what it's worth. We got a top 5 left tackle, guys. We really have a top 5 left tackle in Laramie Tunsil. I don't know if you guys saw the tweets of Laramie Tunsil. He's already out in DC hanging out, man. Already enjoying the nightlife of DC. So people were making comments all kind of, hey, you ain't get jacked yet, and be careful. DC's wild. And he had security with him, man. He seemed to be okay. But Lane Johnson got himself an extension. Loudermilk, not sure who Loudermilk is. Isaiah Loudermilk. Thornhill, not sure who that guy is.
Oh, is that Juan? Go ahead. He's from Louisville. Click on him. Is that the Juan Thornhill from Louisville?
Juan Thornhill. Let me see. He College UVA, University of Virginia. Here's who Dre was just talking about. Azeez Ojulari. So there was talk about him coming to the Commanders. Him being the fact that we have Dante Fowler and we don't have a pass rusher that we know of that's competent. They were talking about him. He would be a good fit in Washington, but he signs with the Eagles for a 1-year, $4 million deal. So they just figure it out, man. Eagles signed a bunch of people. So he had 6 sacks last year, but that could have been one of your pass rushers, Dev. That's the guy Dre was talking about. Azeez Ojulari. Trade back now, fellas, is what he says. I don't know. I'm starting to get on board with the trade back pick myself at 29.
I trade up if I got to. I get the best pass rusher I can get.
Man, you find someone like the Ravens, like they did with Lamar. They want to jump back in the first round to get Jackson Dart or what other quarterback? Shador Cam Jackson Dart.
That traded Lamar Jackson. Who did they get? I bet he wasn't better than Lamar Jackson.
What was the compensation?
Yeah, he wasn't probably better than Lamar
That's
Jackson.
A great question.
Yeah, it probably wasn't better than Lamar Jackson. I'm willing to bet that he wasn't. That those picks ended up not better than Lamar Jackson.
Okay, so for the Ravens, traded with the Eagles. They traded up with the Eagles.
Oh, they got Hurts.
And
Did they get Hurts out of it? Nah, Hurts is way late.
So the Ravens gave the 32nd overall pick. The Ravens sent their fifth. Oh, this is stupid. I'm not going to do the math on this, Deb. The Ravens sent their 52nd and 125th to the Eagles, and the Eagles gave them the 32nd and 132nd.
All right, yeah. Players
But now we got to find out the 132nd player in.
I'll just ask ChatGPT. How about that?
I mean,
who made the trade?
The 30s Eagles.
Who did the Eagles?
So Eagles in the 2018 draft,
2018
52nd and 132nd picks.
Draft
52nd and 132nd. So 52nd pick I got is no, that ain't right. Dallas Goedert.
I'll be honest with you. I think the guy they're going to be looking at, if you're looking at an edge rusher, the guy who's probably going to be available to us at 29 is going to be Nick Scourton out of Texas State.
Dallas Goedert.
Yeah.
Vontae Maddox, Jalen Hurts. So yeah.
Okay. They found their franchise quarterback.
Yeah, they ended up they got the 53rd overall in 2020.
Yeah.
And they used that on Jalen Hurts, and they used Vontae Maddox, who never amounted to shit.
Who are you saying, Phil?
Nick Scourton out of Texas A&M.
Oh yeah, I saw him.
Yeah. I now here's another guy who does not fit the traditional. It's funny because he's 6'4", 280, but he can play interior. He can rush the interior. He can stunt the interior. He's got the size to do it, and he can actually line up as a 7-tech offensive lineman. Outside linebacker. If you put him in a 3-4, but he is better with his hand in the dirt. I mean, so I would definitely say that, and he's got pass rushing skills. Last year, his numbers weren't great, but the previous couple of years, he had some good pass rush numbers. So a guy like that, 6'4", 280, that's someone who's big enough to give offensive tackles fits in terms of size, but he has some edge rush. So I would definitely say that would be on my board if I'm the Commanders at 29. He's a late first round projection, and we're a late first round picking team.
Fair. Phil Bullock says no edge rush. We'll put more on linebacker to blitz, make plays. So if we need not both a good rotation guys. I mean, if you have blitzing linebackers, we didn't really have blitzing. I mean, we had Frankie Louvu. Frankie was just all over the place though. Okay, let's see what else the rest of the NFL did. Falcons re-signed that guy. Ronald Darby signing with the Texans. So he 1 year, 2.5.
What did you hear?
One good year here. I was surprised we didn't bring him back.
He had one good year here.
First game of the win with the new team.
One good year with Washington. Crazy. Houston's loading up, man. They also re-signed Derek Stingley. Lions re-signed that guy. Michael Gallup's now visiting the Seahawks after visiting the Commanders last week. So unsure on Michael Gallup. I wouldn't mind having him though. He's 29. Not that old.
Yeah, but he also doesn't have the abuse on his body like a 29-year-old has.
Yeah, exactly. He has the doesn't have all the reps on there. Jacob Johnson, Houston Texans, Steelers resigning Skowronek, however you pronounce that.
Another fullback resigning. Yeah. The fullback is coming back, people.
Yes, make the fullback great again. Ronnie Staley, Ravens bargain deal.
By the way, would you go after Trayvon Walker, who's reportedly free for Jacksonville?
Trayvon Walker?
I mean, if the price is right.
I think they want a third for him. That's what they're saying. That's what
I think we're done trading unless it's Trey Hendricks, man. I mean, at this point, you need all the. I mean, I don't know what's his name's going to.
Trayvon Walker kind of fits that same mold. Like he's 6'5", about 270, 275. What do you have? Let me see. What do you get in terms of how many sacks did he have last year? Yeah, had 10.5 sacks last year.
Yeah. All right,
you know what? Trayvon Walker for a third is not terrible. I mean, I would try to give him for less first. But
here's some funny stuff for you. So the Falcons had to pay Kirk Cousins $10 million today just for being on roster bonus because they didn't trade him. So
damn, that man knows how to make money.
He's about to earn 300 and he's going to have totaled 300 and like
he has made as much
$30 million
money as Tom Brady has made over his entire career.
Isn't that crazy? Because his last 4 contracts were all 100% guaranteed. It's wild, man. He's going to be making so much money just to be a backup quarterback. Good for him, though. I won't knock it. He'll be
maybe believing in Jesus does things.
Hey, sure thing. Never floats your boat, Kirk. Cooking steaks over foil. Jeremy Fowler, we already talked about Azeez Ojari, 1 year, $4 million. Ronald Darby, check this park out. Eagles got AJ Brown, Devontae Smith for $100 million less than the Bengals got Jamar Chase.
That's cost Jamar Chase and Teagan's $100 million better.
Yeah.
AJ Brown, Devontae Smith
are not.
Will be $100 million more expensive when they go to re-sign.
Yeah.
Yep.
What about this one?
Yep.
Patriots are asking 3rd round pick for Joe Milton.
Yep.
That's a leap of faith, man. I get it.
Yep.
Joe Milton has a lot of potential.
Hey, man, that's Hal money, bro. You tripping? That's Hal money.
Yeah, but Joe Milton, man, only played like 10 downs, man. At least Hal put up 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions.
That's all you need to see. I'm doing it. If I'm the Giants, how many picks the Giants got? Look it up, somebody out there. How many picks do the Giants have, bro?
Chat, tell us how many picks the Giants have, man.
I will grab Travis Hunter and this dude, and I roll the dice on it.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, look, man. This guy has all the tools, man. He's just not accurate at all. But all the tools, man. At worst case, he's Anthony Richardson.
Yeah. Well, we saw in his spot appearance, he actually
has all the tools, but he's not accurate. Well, accuracy.
Yeah, that was a big part, but you can still Anthony Richardson win a game or two.
Well,
and I like the guy, man. He seemed like he's way cooler of a guy, though.
One could argue that Joe Milton's better than Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, I think he's better. I think he's better than a lot of prospects on paper. I'm gonna hit him play. That's what the league is now, man. If you can just build a Hurts offense around this dude, where it's just handoff, pulling it back, letting it go in your first read, you can win some games with this guy because he can throw every pass, dog, and he can take off.
Y'all wanted him back before we got.
If I didn't have a quarterback, I had no chance at Shedeur or Ward. I do it, bro.
Gonna go up crazy.
I do it. Joe Milton. If I couldn't get Ward or Shedeur Sanders, I do it, bro.
That's just, I guess. I don't know, man. Devontae Adams cost a 3rd round pick.
Who's got an old ass quarterback right now? That just who's got an old one, like just fucking broken down. Besides the Giants, who ain't gonna have a quarterback. I mean, Indianapolis might need him. You know what I'm saying? They got Danny Dimes and Richardson.
I mean, Geno Smith just got traded for a 3rd round pick.
Right.
What I'm saying is this is just a little bit high for a guy who's played, one game of football. That's all I'm saying.
I offer a 4th, but
a 4th is probably more reasonable.
I offer the 4th, but I consider it 3rd.
Yeah.
Hold on, though.
Here we go.
Let's back up here. Tennessee quarterbacks haven't exactly been a great draw.
Hendon Hooker.
Y'all kept telling
Peyton Manning.
Since Peyton Manning. T. Martin. Hendon Hooker.
Vince Young.
Vince Young had all right little run.
No, Vince Young was from Texas.
I'm sorry. Yeah, not Tennessee. You're right. The gold threw me off.
Harrison Bailey. Joshua Dobbs.
Herndon. He ain't got a shot yet. That's
I still claim Hendon Hooker as a Virginia Tech Hokie, by the way. His best season was at Virginia Tech.
He went somewhere else. Herndon Hooker went somewhere, though.
He went to the Lions. He tore his ACL.
No, but he went somewhere else. They just like he went somewhere.
Like in the NFL, you mean?
Yeah. I think he's on another team now.
He is the Lions.
Hendon Hooker?
Oh, he's still on the Lions?
Still on the Lions.
I thought he went somewhere like the Steelers or some shit. I don't know.
On the Lions. Getting back to the Jamar Chase, the Jamar Chase saga of and T. Higgins saga of contracts. We're getting to that now, but check this out. These Louisiana boys from the 2019 LSU National Championship team. Look what they're getting paid. Joe Burrow, 5,275. Jamar, 4 for 161. Jettis, 4 for 140. Derek Stingley, 3 for 90. That is insane.
Man, I wish they'd gave Jefferson $1 more million to get off that number. Shit. 6 million. Damn, bro.
are you talking about?
The total value is 666 million.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
666 million. That's
You
666.
know who, unfortunately, from that team isn't getting paid by the team that drafted them?
from the 2019
Death
LSU
Valley?
championship team.
Yeah.
Don't they play in
Hold
Death
on.
Valley?
Let me guess this. 2019 LSU national
It's unfortunately not getting paid.
not getting paid. Phil,
It would have been nice if he did get paid because it means he was produced well.
Can you give me at least offense or defense?
Offense.
Yeah. Ben Sennett?
No, Benson.
LSU Tiger from 2019.
Yeah.
I know he transferred. I know this.
Yo,
I don't know, man. It's probably something I should know, but I just
I'm
can't.
so mad at Thaddeus Moss did not turn out the way we were hoping he
He's
did.
still in the league, though, right? Ain't he still in the league?
Randy Moss's nephew?
No, wasn't it his son?
I don't know.
No, it's
I don't remember.
It's his son, actually. Yeah.
We had him on our team, right? For a hot second on the practice.
No, he's still in the league, man. I'm telling you. Hold on, I've seen him. He's on the Bengals. He plays. Yeah, he's on the Bengals.
We wanted that to work, and he was like number 40 something as a tight end.
He's Bates over there.
Yeah. $4 million a year,
He
nigga.
can't block like Bates. So.
$4 million a year, Bates. He got something to aspire to.
Yep. Derek Stanley, 3 years, 90 million, including 89 million guaranteed. You guaranteed all but $1 million of that contract. Good for Stingley, man. Good for him.
How do you negotiate that?
I don't know. It must have been semantics.
We ain't gonna pay nobody 100% guaranteed money, dog.
Yeah, we'll give you 99.9%, but not 100.
Yeah.
Man. Quarterback market reset twice. JC Horn. 63 million in new money. Look at that. JC Horn had 25 million. Derek Stingley with
his mama name is Jace. I'm gonna name him Jace.
JC. JC Horn.
I will say this. Derek Stingley Jr. Kind of a great story because, of course, you know his uncle, was Daryl Stingley, who unfortunately was paralyzed as an NFL player. He's a wide receiver. I want to say he was a wide receiver for the Rams. Who was he? I don't know. It's his uncle though. Was with wide receiver in the NFL in the late 70s into the 80s. Remember, I was like every couple years, it seemed like there was some player who got paralyzed for a while there.
Yeah.
Eric Utley, and was Dennis Byrd, Danny Peebles. Some came back, some didn't. But his uncle was Daryl Stingley, who's a wide receiver. Thing happened to him. But it's kind of a neat story about him coming to the league and everything else. And I think he does a lot for his uncle as well, as far as taking care of him and everything else. So, I ain't gonna be mad at the kid getting his money. He's really good at what he does.
Not at all. Going back to a comment that Ron at Indian Lake made earlier. So the Bengals, 44% of their cap spent on 3 players. 44%. That's wild. Which he was saying earlier, that means Cincinnati Bengals are now back into a corner. They have to trade Trey. But what also came out today was they are in negotiations with Trey Hendrickson. How are you going to find the money and still pay other people? I don't know. I think the Bengals only had 25 million left in cap. But 44% with 3 people is unheard of. 125 of 279. That's wild, but these guys are pretty damn good, man. Pretty damn good. Hey, if you can figure it out. But there's the 2 guys right there. 161, 115. That's wild, isn't it? T. Higgins, the number 2 wide receiver. Number 2.
The number 2 wide receiver, though.
The number 2. He's the best number 2 wide receiver. Yes, I will not argue with that whatsoever. But it's wild though. It's wild. I like it. What about hold on. Sam Darnold reached his contract right there. We showed that. Okay. There was one other video I want to show you guys very quickly. I just got to find it here for a second and then we'll move on. It was the way that the Bengals actually tapped into. So T. Higgins fired his agent, got a new agent, and he got Jamar Chase's agent. Genius, right? And what I want to show you guys is that there's I forget the term that it's called, but I'm going to show you here. There's a better person who can explain it way better than I can. I'm going to find him. Who's the guy? What's his name? Who's the guy that was on with Joy? What's her name?
Taylor.
Dev? Yeah, Joy Taylor.
Ocho. Sam Ocho.
No, not the other. Acho.
Yeah, Sam Ocho. Yeah.
Acho. Emmanuel Acho.
Yeah. Sam Ocho's the other guy.
Sam Acho. He breaks it down and shows why. All right, here we go.
I think they still do show together.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen to him talk. This is genius. I didn't even know. It sounds illegal, but check this out.
Jamar Chase, T. Higgins deal is
finally got
done. Highest paid number 1 and number 2 wide receivers in all of the NFL. But let me tell you something nobody else is going to tell you. What T. Higgins did was absolutely brilliant, and here is why. Please stay with me. See, about 6 months ago, T. Higgins switched agents. But it's not that he switched agents. It's who he switched agents to. So who did he switch agents to? He switched agents to a dude named Rocky Arsenault. Why does Rocky Arsenault matter? Because Rocky Arsenault is Jamar Chase's agent. Remember, the Bengals said and made it explicitly clear they were going to pay Jamar Chase. So if T. Higgins and Jamar Chase share the same agent, then the agent can do something called most favored nations. Well, what in the world is most favored nations? Most favored nations is actually an international trading term. It's an international trading term which simply suggests you have to treat all of your trading partners equally. Acho, what the heck does this mean? Hey, y'all remember the TV show Friends with Jennifer Aniston? See, all the lead actors, they did that. They did something called most favored nations. They simply said, hey, NBC, if you don't pay us all the exact same wages, we're going off the air. It's
Crazy.
a way for people to lock arms to make sure that they get treated equally. So what Rocky Arsenault did was simply say, hey, Bengals, if y'all don't pay T. Higgins, y'all not getting Jamar Chase. Shout out to Jamar Chase for allowing him to do that. So what happened by going most favored nations? What I would suggest, something you never see in the NFL. T. Higgins became the highest paid number 2 wide receiver in history, $28.25 million a year. Jamar Chase became the highest paid number 1 wide receiver in NFL history, $40 million a year. He did what you never see going most favored nations. Shout out to T. Shout out to Jamar. Shout out to the agent. Shout out to Joe Burrow. And Bengals, they got it done. Brilliant execution and most favored nations, something you rarely ever see, but it always works in business.
It's not gonna work on the field though.
I got an example of this.
Yeah, go ahead, Phil.
Okay.
Most favored nations.
This is where I get to pull out my wrestling knowledge. But a lot of us here remember the late 90s in professional wrestling. It was a hot period of time, right?
Yeah.
In WCW, one of the reasons why they did well, but they ended up collapsing because of it too. One of the reasons why they collapsed was because all the top guys got the same agents. They all had Barry Bloom, and Barry Bloom got most favored nations clauses put into Hogan's contract, Kevin Nash's contract, Scott Hall's contract. Right? Do you know what the clause was?
Pay everyone the same, or don't pay nobody.
If they brought in anyone else and signed into a higher contract,
you had to raise the other people's salaries.
All their contracts had to go up.
Genius.
So that's why they kept trying to get guys to come over from WWF and sign the big contracts. They say, "Oh, the money's here." So
because it brought everyone else up.
Not knowing at the time that their contracts would go up too. So that's why they push so hard for of all things, they push hard for Bret Hart to get a $3 million a year contract, so that their contracts will go up over $3 million a year because they had to be higher paid than other people on the roster.
Genius, man, genius.
Yeah, that shows you the most favored nations clause has been around. That's something you see a lot in football
because guys usually don't bring other guys up with them. Like this.
Not only that, but usually you don't have too many guys with the same agent on the same team.
Yeah, usually it's separate. You're right, but it was a genius move by T. Higgins. I don't know who advised him to do that. last bit of Commanders news. These triggers. So all these roster bonuses were triggered today. Terry got a 2.8 roster bonus. Marshawn Lattimore got a 2-man roster bonus. Sam Cosmi's 2026 salary, 15.5 milli, fully guaranteed.
Yeah, probably won't play 6 games this year.
We haven't heard anything. It was Sam Cosby. So
we didn't.
Yeah, don't get us all pissed off and
don't piss me off. Don't give me hope. Just get healthy and come back.
Still follow shows. Yeah, his TikTok channel or YouTube, whatever you call it, his YouTube channel, fantastic. Acho is full of knowledge, man.
And he's smashing George Taylor, so
allegedly.
Nah,
Stick with the kicks. So now we know that Acho's favorite TV show is Friends.
It's no longer alleged. We know for a fact this is happening now. Eh?
Oh man, yeah. Scott Boras is a super agent in the MLB. Scott Boras took away multiple players from the Washington Nationals. He took away Bryce Harper. He took away Juan Soto. He negotiates the mega deals for his people. I can't blame him.
Because the learners wouldn't pay them up front. And Boras is
That's
like,
correct.
I'm not doing this. You pay us when he's 60.
Yeah, we were going to pay Bryce Harper. We were going to defer all the money like 30 years down the road. I would have been like, fuck you too, man. But Boras always gets it.
I mean, there is a part of me it's like, damn, am I could be making 10, I could be making, still 30 million a year until I'm 60.
Yeah, well, Bobby Bonilla. The Bobby Bonilla day, man. It's not as he gets $1 million every
you only have a few more years on that. But
yes,
still.
very, very little left.
But it's like
not
20 some years getting paid that money. I mean, come on.
Genius. He's the genius of his time. What's up, Greg? Hitman. What's going on?
Just Greg, that is my favorite wrestler of all time is Bret the Hitman Hart.
Bret the Hitman Hart.
I actually get an opportunity to meet him in a couple of weeks. So
what was the other guy? Jim the Anvil Neidhart. That's who it was.
Hart Foundation.
Yeah, he had the long beard, right? Like ZZ Top.
Yeah, he had the Fu Manchu.
Yeah, Anvil did. Yeah.
Dre says he made $40 million off Juan Soto's deal. Damn, $40 million.
I'm in the wrong profession.
Yes, you are, Dev. You should represent Phil and I.
That's right, Phil. Get your wrestling tights back on, bro. Turn heel.
Like John Cena.
You see him today? Phil?
Trent Phoenix.
I saw the clip.
Oh, you gotta watch.
What's your name, Phil? Trent Phoenix.
Trent Phoenix.
Put your tights on.
Trent Phoenix. Yeah, Trey Turner. Yep. We lost Trey Turner. That's right.
My ass don't look good in tights in 2026.
Trey Turner, Juan Soto, Bryce Harper, and Anthony Rendon too. Oh man. Makes my stomach hurt. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for joining us, Deluxe. We appreciate you. Guys, you're watching on YouTube. Please hit the like button for us, man. Especially y'all on Twitter, man. A lot of people on Twitter watching. If y'all could flip over to the YouTubes, that would be fantastic. No pressure. But we would appreciate it if you did. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put the link in some of those videos there. All right, guys. Really now, it's just kind of a free-for-all. We talked about what else we got going on in the world.
The Knicks are winning without Brunson.
The Wizards keep finding ways to win, and they beat was it Denver the other day?
I'm liking Alex Sarr though, man. I ain't gonna lie.
A man dropped 34 points, dude. He's okay.
I upside that dude.
I because I was not liking him early this season.
Man, I was not.
At first, the first time he got on the court, though, you could tell clearly he could play defense at this level.
Yeah.
At the very least, he can play defense and really guard like 3 positions. So that's what he had going for him. But now he's starting to get that offense. By the way, Alex Sarr was the best player on that team that had Wembanyama and them on it. He got hurt. And then he played the next year when Wembanyama took over. Same thing like our guy. We got a guy named Huck Porty who was better than all them guys too at one time, but he tore his leg up. You know what I'm saying? So those guys in Europe, man, they all got a lot of little different game about them. I think he's gonna be straight. I got a feeling y'all gonna get rid of him before it happens. I mean, y'all gonna trade him.
Trend analysis from previous regimes. As soon as you got to pay them, or we will pay them one super, or what do they call them, supermax, and then we get stuck with them, and then we get rid of them.
Can't get a supermax all NBA or start an All-Star game.
But did you see what Phoenix gave up for Bradley Beal?
Right.
I mean, I'm talking.
We haven't turned those picks into shit.
We've turned the picks into nothing.
Man, Koulibaly or whatever his name is, he's all right, right?
We got what?
Koulibaly's pretty good. Yeah.
Bub Carrington. I like Bub Carrington.
Bub Carrington's pretty good. I think y'all did all right. I mean, y'all got a bunch of y'all got a bunch of role players. I mean, I think the Sar has one of them all NBA defensive things about him. I can feel it, man. It's hard to put my finger on who he plays like, but I can see like a Sean Marion type of dude, something a little taller. I can see a guy like that, man. I like him, man. I would have picked him number 1 personally. I'd have been wrong because I think the guy that went to the Spurs Castle or whatever. I think he's probably the best rookie in my opinion. The one from I think he went to Alabama or some fucking school.
Oh,
the guard.
Maybe it's because I've been a Wizards fan and like I just never have faith that they're gonna really.
Look, this is the Wizards trade: Bradley Beal, John Goodwin, and Isaiah Todd. Look what we got. Chris Paul, who got flipped immediately.
We got Landry on our team.
We got Bilal Coulibaly, who's going to be a good guy. He's good. But look at all these picks. Again, anything outside the first round in NBA, it means nothing. It's worthless. Yeah. It's worthless. Yeah, it's like playing with Monopoly money.
Yeah, unless you might get lucky, get Jokic or Brunson,
maybe
or Mitchell Robinson.
And somehow the Pacers got involved.
Arenas.
Once again, I don't know how these third teams get involved. Like Dev and I will do a trade, and all of a sudden Phil ends up with $10,000.
Unlike the NFL, unlike the NFL, the old team isn't responsible for your contract.
Yeah.
The contract goes with you, so you can get cap savings by another team signing a player to like a bird deal max and bringing them to your team because the way the percentages work with the tax liability. So that's why sign and trades work in the NBA. They don't serve any purpose in NFL.
Yeah.
So
Greg asks, so you think they've done enough for free agency on fence, if I like or not?
No, not on defense.
No?
Not on defense, man. I gotta see it, dog.
Okay.
I gotta see the defense. I gotta see who's out there on third and passing downs and who's rushing quarterback in a division where everybody's got a fast quarterback.
Phil, what say you?
I think that the grade right now is I think they've done enough. If they can upgrade the pass rush in a draft, yes. Then you don't have to do any more. But they have the money to do more. So I don't think they're done. But if they were going to the season right now, I'd be like, you know what? We've got more pluses than minuses out of this offseason overall. Yeah. With Debo and Laramie Tunsil. I do like Will Harris. Because I think he's not a great cover safety. He's a better cover safety than Chin, which helps out a lot with the corners. So I feel like the pluses have outweighed the minuses, but you can still get better, whether it be through the draft, whether it be through remaining free agents. Maybe they're holding on to this money till the post-June 1st cuts. Remember, we've played that before in this franchise where June 1st cuts happen and all of a sudden it's sign.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing we gotta look at. But I do think they've done a lot to up the run defense, which we need to do. Dallas looks to be potentially trying to upgrade at running back some more, with Ashton Shanti. Of course, Philly's got Saquon Barkley. Right there's a quarter of your schedule. Other teams are running the ball more. The running game is back, so for us to be ahead of the curve on stopping the run in the future, probably not a bad idea. If it does mean we have to sacrifice the pass rush, you can find ways to game a pass rush.
Yeah.
With certain guys, certain packages, certain formations, stunts, blitzes, get more exotic with your looks. In this day and age of the RPO, I'm surprised we don't see more zone blitzes, to be honest with you. They're there, but you don't see them. Remember, 20 years ago, the zone blitz was like in everybody's playbook.
I feel like if you zone blitz and somebody kept that ball, dog, like the running back, you'd probably be in the disaster area.
Not really, because you still got guys who've dropped back. They can come right up, and if they read run.
Yeah. I think
I don't know. Maybe somebody who's better with X's and O's. I'm decent with X's and O's, but I just feel like I look at it and like, you're dropping guys into odd spaces in coverage who shouldn't be there, but are could potentially stop an RPO by kind of taking away the read. Because the read on a lot of the RPOs is a defensive end, is your edge rusher. You drop your edge rusher back into pass coverage, but you blitz a linebacker in his spot. It's going to throw off the RPO's timing and the read. So there's a thought, but here I am already thinking, well, okay, if we don't have just a dominant pass rusher, there are other ways you could generate a pass rush.
Yeah. I am content, Greg, to answer your question, simply because we got, and I hate to say this, just on the offensive side, like Dev said, we're going to score 70 points a game. We got a legit left tackle who we hadn't had since Trent Williams, and then we got Deebo Samuel. Just for those two alone, I'm content with free agency for now. So this team has always had a phenomenal history of drafting left tackles. We talked about this on Monday. It goes way back. Chris Samuels, Jim Lachey, Trent Williams. Like, we've always had good left tackles. Always.
And we don't even always draft them. I mean, we did draft Jacoby. We just Jim Lachey was picked up in a trade.
Yeah. And that's something I wish we can
continue. Larry Tunsil.
Yeah. So I'm okay with free agency for now. Honestly, I'm not mad at it at all.
So Phil Bullock says that, we did good, but you guys say that there was better on the table for us. We're trying to win right now. Depends on what they're trying to do. We don't know what the coaches are thinking. Because the coaches are involved. Your primary coordinators and your head coach are involved in all of this, right? So if Joe Witt's saying, hey, I got an idea, well, we need, that we can make this pass rush better through some scheming, get me some run defenders. We just need more talent there. And then I can figure out ways to make the pass rush happen.
Yeah.
He may be, going with that. He may be saying, but he may be cooking up a whole new defense. To match the players that we got and everything else. So it's hard to say. It's like I said, I'll take it as we have more pluses and minuses, but at the same time, it's not like we couldn't still get better.
Word. Hey, I want to say hi to Miss Kim. Say happy St. Patty's Day. Cheers. Yes, Kim. Thank you.
All right, that's three of them. I have to say this. It's PADDY, people.
Phil's adamant about PADDY.
If you take down, if you put up just our names with their headlines, I put it in there.
There you go. Patty's
not Patties. You go.
Because the origin is put what's the name again?
Padraig,
which is the origin of Patrick. A little bit of knowledge there.
Padraig. In fact, when you hear people say Patrick in Irish, it sounds like Padraig.
Patrick.
Hey, Patrick.
Getting back to some of the NBA talk here real quick. Dre says, Wiz kids showing off. Sar, Keyshawn George, Bud, and rookie AJ Johnson getting some time. So I think the Wizards got a nice core, man. If we could somehow land Cooper Flag, watch out.
They need
watch out.
Somebody
watch out.
They need a wing scorer or a guard that can score. SAR's coming around. A lot of the other guys are good shooters, but they're 10 to 12 point a game guys. They need another 25 to 30 point guy out there to compete in this league, and who has range. You need a shooter. Just because the NBA is the 3-point game now.
Yeah. Ryan said that Denver game, they were down 16. SAR's great. Keyshawn George is great. Yeah, man. JP hit that 35-footer. So Jordan Poole, he pulled up. That was a Steph Curry left just inside half court, left corner, 3-pointer, not left corner, left arc corner. It was great. It was great. I do want to ask you guys, are you guys following the March Madness drama going on right now? So I
hear there is drama. I haven't been paying attention to that.
It's very similar to
besides like Louisville's an 8 seed, and I don't understand that shit.
It's the college football thing. So with college football, we know the NCAA is corrupt. It's a for-profit organization, right? NCAA athletics can disappear off the face of this earth for all I care. The issue is in football, the SEC preseason rankings, they all get ranked in the top 25. So, and all they do is play each other. So even when they lose, they'll never drop. So it's a self-licking ice cream cone. Oh, I have 3 losses, but they were all to top SEC teams. Well, that's because all the SEC was in the top 25, and they put these SEC plants on the selection committees early on. So they're putting the SEC teams on the top 25. Do you see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So now that's bleeding into basketball. Is what they're saying. I could care less. I don't have a basketball team. I like the Terps. I want to see them do well. But so there's a lot of teams that people say shouldn't have made it. So teams were like 6-10 in their division, in their conference, and they still got a tournament bid. Where other teams were, much better conference records, but they got sucked out of a tournament bid because they're saying the SEC conference is harder in basketball. I mean,
but let's back up here though. The biggest controversy is the fact that UNC got in,
and the athletic director from UNC is on the selection committee. He's the head of the selection committee,
and he gets a kickback.
Supposedly,
allegedly,
he was not part of that debate.
Yes,
about UNC.
I wasn't in the room. You can't sit there and tell me. You cannot with a straight face. Not you guys. This I don't know, man. It's probably not worth complaining about.
All I'm saying is Louisville got the AC, but beat the 5th seed twice in their own conference with our better record than them and a fucking better conference record, and still got a lower seed than a team they beat twice.
Yeah,
which is crazy. Louisville hasn't lost in 2025 to the ACC championship.
Yeah,
Maryland got their obligatory 4th seed.
They did. They
will be out by if lucky, the Sweet 16, and they're out.
Their 4 losses they had were all last second buzzer beaters. Man, it's so frustrating. They had
they still have the 3rd seed if they go.
I know, but they had the Big Ten. They had the Big Ten championship.
Let's be real. The NCAA tournament has never been fully fair to Maryland. Maryland be a top, be an 8th or 9th in the top 25, and they're a 4 seed.
Yeah.
They're always a 4 seed.
Give me 2002 all over again, man. Steve Blake, Juan Dixon, Lonnie Baxter. What a good team that was. Both were Wizards, by the way.
It was a good team.
Juan Dixon and Steve Blake, coached by he retired. I forget it. They just extended their
Lonnie Baxter, Chris Wilcox, Byron Mouton.
Yes, Mouton. Yeah.
That team was not just good; it was deep. They were 8 or 9 deep with starter quality guys.
Yep. So that's the drama that's going on in the NCAA bracket, man. People are all up in arms about it. Like, why is this team in? Why is that team in? And it's the whole argument about the conference thing. And people are arguing now, because remember everyone got upset that Alabama didn't get in last year. Well, Alabama didn't deserve to get in. So they were rightfully left out. But Steve Blake. There you go. Blake and Dixon. There you go, Ryan. I don't know, man. It's just something to talk about. It's interesting because you're bringing in, I don't know any more a mathematical way to make it right, to judge it to get the human bias out of it. That's all I'm saying. A lot of money rides on this bracket, but think about it. How many times do these top teams? I mean, we all love a good Cinderella story. We all do. George Mason in 2006. You want to see these Cinderella teams do well. And I hope there's some this year as well, man. I did a bracket, totally random. I have no idea. But I just don't. Sometimes the Dukies, I have some friends who root for Duke, and they're good people. But man, a lot of them, they just like Eagles fans. They're just loud and obnoxious, and it's just oh, dude, really. Now, my friends, the randoms you see on the social media, man, they love them some Duke Blue Devil. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Duke Blue Devil fans are also generally New York Yankee fans, LA Lakers fans.
I'm a Yankees fan.
Dallas Cowboys fans.
I'm a Yankees fan. Y'all some
yeah. Typically they are.
I liked early Duke, as we know Duke, right?
I liked when they beat UK on the buzzer. That's my favorite day of the middle school.
It's one of the best basketball. If you ever go back and watch that game, it's just
what year was that?
Why you would leave the
Christian Laettner?
Why you would not put a man on the inbounds throw who's got to throw it all the way down the court, or put 2 people on a guy who was 28 of 20. I don't think he missed one shot the entire game. Laettner, the number 1 player in the country, didn't miss one fucking shot. This dude get it, dribbles, fakes one way, turns away, and turns around, hits a jumper. like in their face. He had no one over the inbounds throw, man.
Everybody hates Christian
who
Laettner.
might be a top 3 coach of all time. Biggest
That's
mistake.
by the way, that was one of the best titles for a 30 for 30.
Yeah.
Is everybody hates Christian?
I mean, that's calling him gay the next day of school, man. They was doing all kinds of, they was doing all kinds of stuff to Christian Laettner after that. I was so happy. Those UK fans was crying. I was so happy. The best day, the best 9 Louisville win day of my life.
I wonder if we can show this.
Honestly,
I kind of want to show this.
The Christian Laettner buzzer beater.
Yeah, why not? Right?
Rick Pitino did not. Rick Pitino has full court pressed every game, every play since then. By the way, if you watch,
here we go. Let's revisit some history here.
Every play since then.
There's all Christian Laettner ended up becoming a Wizard. 1992.
Grant Hill left Duke. That's when I started hating Duke.
Grant Hill I loved Grant
Hill's on the court. Bobby, a freshman. Bobby Hurley is too.
And call a quick timeout so they can get in better shooting.
Bobby Hill throws the ball in. Look, no one throw it. No one.
Grant Hill threw that.
That's Bobby Hill. Yeah.
No, that was Grant Hill.
Nah, it's Tony Hill.
The slowest fake turnaround fade jump shot of all time.
I can't believe he put no one over the inbounds guy. I can't.
You mean like to block his point?
Yeah, I can't believe it. And then there's no one in front of Laettner, who, by the way, if you look at the stats of that game, didn't miss a fucking shot, bro. He was the number 1 player in the country ever. He's the number 1 college basketball player.
I mean, look at that. Look at that.
Feldhouse was their center.
Yo, that was a dot. He threw it from the inbound to the free throw line.
That's a 75-foot throw, people.
And had you
30 yards with a basketball.
Had you interrupted the throw, just block the guy's vision, put your hand up.
Man, and put somebody in front of Laettner.
Yeah.
Make someone that look dribble, fake one way, turn the other way. Yeah.
And look at homeboy. He backs off him, gives him a shot. Right here. What is this guy doing? He just backs away.
He thought Laettner was going to pass. He look. He's trying to
sat there. Hey, number 34. Number 34 deserves a damn sock party, dude.
That's Doug Pelfrey, by the way, who I think ended up being a very good coach in the NCAA.
Sock party, bro.
Yeah, but that dude, he's just defending the pass. Look, he sees. Look, he sees no one coming in.
I can't believe he put no one in front of the guy.
Look, he's guarding. He thought there was going to be a pass for Brian Davis.
Rick Pitino started wearing white suits in the Final Four every time since then.
This was Bobby Hurley's team, right? The Bobby Hurley team?
Yeah. Bobby Hurley. That's a Christian Laettner team. When
Laettner was gone, Grant Hill's gone, and that became, the guys who were out there were like Trajan Langdon, Shane Battier.
Langdon. Yeah, that was a good team. I like that team.
Cherokee Parks, guys like that. That's when I started hating dude. when Grant Hill was gone, that's when I was like, no.
I like Shane Battier though.
I've been a Duke fan ever since then until we got to the ACC. Now I hate them too. But definitely. I mean, we owned them. We owned them until Rick Pitino left. We owned them suckers. They done won 2 years straight now, 2 or 3 years straight now since Pitino left. We ain't beat them since.
Hell yeah, Phil. Way to pound that, bro. Cody, what's going on?
Pitino own Coach K, bro.
Man, appreciate it. Syracuse has some good teams back in the day, man.
I am a huge Jim Boeheim fan. That dude, that is one of the greatest coaches of all time.
The Carrier Dome is a great place.
Oh, it's a great venue for games. But I have a
Bill Bullock should know. That's his neck of the woods. I used to live there.
Here's the thing. I'm a Maryland fan through and through, always have been. But in the in the Big East, I was always more of a Syracuse fan than a Georgetown fan. First of all, because early on it was like you had to pick one, Maryland or Georgetown, right? And I picked Maryland.
Yeah.
But also, my father used to work with Lawrence Moten's uncle. Remember Lawrence Moten, the big fro and everything else for Syracuse. His uncle worked with my dad. So because of that, like I just became a Syracuse fan. They worked together in DC Fire Department. So I always thought that was pretty cool. So, that and they had guys like Pearl Washington, dudes like that in the 80s, like, a little before my time, but names you heard, and you're like, oh man, that sounds really cool. I've always been an East Coast basketball guy. Like the Big East and the
Big East was all as where it's at, man.
Was it, right? Like the Big Ten, F them. And now I can't say that because Maryland's in the Big Ten. But, I used to hate the idea that, all these corn-fed dudes are it out there in the Big
You had your
Ten.
Hoosiers, your
Michigan,
Indianas.
and I used to like F them all. It's all about the Big East and the ACC. Basketball was born and raised here, And if you think about it, it's true. I mean, where was basketball invented? Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So
Right. Hoyer's been bullshitting.
Basketball is an East Coast thing first and foremost. DC, for its lack of a good professional basketball team, is a basketball city.
Oh yeah.
Look, Kevin Durant doing that documentary was one of the greatest things there. That's something in the water doc. Because it's true. There is something in the water in the DMV that just creates fantastic basketball players. We had Maryland has been a quality program. Georgetown used to be a quality program. Even some of the smaller schools, your George Masons and your Americans and all that, GWU would put teams into the tourney that people were like that would make a little noise.
Yeah.
This is the high schools around here. The high school basketball around here is untouchable. Whether it's WCAC, whether it's Virginia's Clash, AAA. Now I don't know what's called. They changed all of it. But all the different districts in the DMV area, all the private schools that have put out tons of talent, public schools, everything. Your Dunbar High Schools, your DeMatha Catholics, your Gonzagas, your Good Counsels, Flint Hill. There's so many schools in this area that this is really like the Mecca. I don't care what anyone says about in the state of Indiana. This area, the DMV, is where you find the most talent.
Yeah.
That transition from high school to college, from college to pro. That there's nothing else to it. Yeah. But because of the fact we never had a great pro team, that's why I've always in my lifetime I gravitated more towards college basketball. Even when Georgetown was not my favorite team, I mean, you kind of wanted to see them do pretty well simply because of the fact that it repped the area. Like, despite the fact that, I was rooting for Syracuse in the Big East, especially in the 90s, because I hate UConn. I hate UConn with a passion. It's just this area is so just it's a wealth of talent, right? That's what I said. Even Kevin Durant himself, who produced that doc, he's from the DMV. That's why every time Kevin Durant's up for a contract or a trade, there's always a bunch of people who are like, "Come home, KD," right? Bring KD home, and I'm like, y'all, he don't want to come home. Not to play, because I think there's just too many family distractions. He wants to stay away from that. That's what a lot of people have said. But
you're muted, Dev.
Old Big East basketball it's just physical. This dude used to just beat the shit out of
we won the NCAA tournament out of Big East, by the way. In 2012
under Rick Pitino.
Yeah.
But you see, that was after the Big East was no longer.
No, they was all there. It was the number one conference in the world, and we won, dog. Everywhere.
I understand that, but when I'm talking about the Big East, I'm talking about the Catholic 7 plus. It was the Catholic 6 plus UConn, and then it was then they added Providence. I think after that,
the Ray Allen days.
Nobody won a bunch of them.
I'm talking about
Rip Hamilton.
The 80s and 90s was a much smaller conference. They didn't have football until the early 90s.
Yeah.
By the way, while we're on basketball, Tracy Morgan just vomited on the basketball.
I saw that, but I also read on Reddit that he had a bloody nose.
No, he did not. He just threw up. They got the whole video of him throwing up.
They said he had to get a bloody nose. He had to get.
They would him off.
Wheelchaired off the court.
They would him off, man. But it was literally.
Was he just drunk?
They got a video of the vomiting. They got a video of it coming out, and he didn't want to get it all over the place. He put the towel on. But he threw up all over the court, dog, and then on live ESPN, bro. While watching.
Was he drunk? Because
Reddit said he was a little dizzy.
Sick.
Yeah, he says he's a little dizzy, and the exact words, Tracy Morgan getting wheeled out with a bloody nose, but it ended up not being a bloody nose. Somebody in there corrected it, and they got the video of him. I sent it to you in the Facebook chat.
They feel like AAU's a joke, man.
There it is if y'all want to see it.
I've seen it.
No, he's about the conference.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant AAU basketball. I'm like, stay away from
Tracy Morgan vomited. Madison Square Garden. Of course.
Dude.
Man, but by the way, Knicks won 116 to 95 to the Heat. No Brunson. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Man.
Yo, I love it because
man.
people were talking about how was it Nuggets and Lakers, like, oh, Lakers are down 7 people and they were in a dog fight. The Nuggets are a joke, blah blah blah. It's like, no. Y'all were in a dog fight with like Markieff Morris, okay?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
I think it was Greg or someone else was talking about they still want another free agent wide receiver. Should we go after one of them old dudes? Look at what these old dudes got paid last year.
I get Keenan Allen.
I mean, who would you pick off this list and how much would you pay them?
Keenan Allen, $8 million.
For $8 million, guys,
I would
get $8 million for Keenan Allen too at 32, 33 years old, $8 million. I probably would do that too, Dev, in a heartbeat.
Between 8 and 10, I'm on it, dog. Same thing. I mean, Stephon Diggs, they gave him
but you do that. Luke McCaffrey never sees the field.
Fuck, I'm trying to win, dog. You know what I'm saying?
No obligation to develop your draft.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that shit. If you're gonna
get a Keenan Allen for $8 million, Luke McCaffrey
can't swim, she's bound to drizzle, bro.
Luke McCaffrey does not see this field.
No, if you good enough, you see the field. If you ain't good enough, that old nigga can't play 17 weeks, Allen, bro. You're gonna get some clock.
Yeah.
And plus, McCaffrey's not an outside receiver, so he's actually behind Samuels right now as it is.
Yeah.
I'd probably look at a Tyler Lockett.
Trey, my sons and cousin went to Dunbar, DeMatha, Friendship Academy, Moret, Roosevelt, H.D. Woodson. There you go. All breed athletes. The problem is,
I have 7. My father and 7 of his 8 brothers all went to DeMatha, and they all played for Morgan Wooten too. And they all played with guys like, you talk to them. My Uncle Mike played with James Brown. Old JB, who runs the CBS football. Pregame show. By the way, could dunk 2 basketballs at once in the early 70s.
None of these guys stay home though. That's the problem.
They're in high school.
They all leave.
2 of my uncles were on the same team with Adrian Dantley, who's a Hall of Famer. DeMatha, I would have gone to DeMatha had I stayed in DMV. It's just like it was a given. I always
feel like he got shitted because they had to trade him in order for the bad boys Pistons to win the championship.
Well, yeah. Oh, and he hated Isaiah for it because Isaiah did not.
It was a smart thing to do. It was a smart thing to do, but it sucked. They had to trade him for that.
It's because Adrian Dantley was one of those guys who needed space to play. You need to give him the ball and give him space. Yeah. And that just wasn't how the Pistons played. And so they traded Dantley. I mean, let's be honest. Getting Mark Aguirre and who else did they get out of that trade was just fantastic. Mark Aguirre was a shooter back we didn't have shooters like that.
I'll never forget 2 of the best that came out my age group year out of DeMatha.
Keith Bogans and Joe Forte.
Keith Bogans out of DeMatha.
Bogans went to Kentucky, right?
Yes.
UNC.
And Joe Forte went to North Carolina.
Went to UNC. Those guys, man, I follow those guys their whole career just because I don't know. I just feel like I had a connection to them, and those guys were awesome.
Keith Bogans went to. I went to elementary school with Keith Bogans. He was like a year or 2 ahead of me.
He's from Greenbelt, if I'm not mistaken. Greenbelt, Hyattsville area.
He went to Paint Branch.
Paint Branch. That's right down the street from my house. Okay.
Yeah, I went to Paint Branch.
I told you, right. Yes. I know this. Phil grew up down the street from my house. Yes. I got this.
Yeah, I went to Paint Branch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ryan said,
Paint Branch too.
I'm from Crenshaw Mafia, bro.
Ryan said he would get Tyler Lockett.
Like or not, you from Africa.
You from Africa. You African booty scratcher? Nah.
Tyler Lockett.
Excellent movie, by the way.
Tyler Lockett 32, Keenan Allen 32.8, Tyler Lockett 32.4 age-wise. You could probably get Tyler Lockett for cheaper.
The Tyler Lockett's also a slot. We got like a bunch of those. He doesn't play outside at all. So it was said, it's like we gotta look at outside receivers. It's basically Keenan Allen and Amari Cooper. Maybe some Brandon Cooks mixed in there. But
didn't Deontay Johnson play outside?
Nah, I don't think so. but he don't play anyway. So he was
He
on
don't
5
play,
teams.
period.
He was on 5 teams last year and couldn't stick. I don't want that.
Crazy
dude,
that
dog.
man got 18 million last year.
Yeah, I don't want that dude. Just based on that, man.
He's a cancer, dude. He's a problem child.
Something's going on, dog.
Yeah, he got shit going on in his head.
Yeah. Who else is down there below all that?
Below,
crap.
below DJ Chark, we got Tyler Boyd.
Nope.
He was the cast over from. He did not make the cut in Cincinnati.
He was the guy that like, this people in our fan base wanted Tyler Boyd every time they possibly could. Like,
they did.
He's so fast. Like,
I mean, I think he benefited from Jamar Chase too. So
I'd love to get like a real fast guy. Allen Robinson.
There we go.
I thought he was
re-sign Steven Sims Jr. Since everybody.
Oh man,
we definitely gonna re-sign Crowder though. That's gonna happen.
Everybody loves Steven Sims.
He's like Tosh Gibson to fucking our team, dog. You just know it's inevitable that nigga's gonna be on team, bro.
Rondale Moore, 24. Yeah. Elijah Moore, 24. What happened to these guys?
Elijah Moore,
did not. He's a Cliff Kingsbury pick.
I think Elijah Moore ended up getting. I thought he was getting signed.
This is I don't know. I pulled this up on Spot Track today. Allen Robinson.
Raiders got him in for a visit today.
Okay. I feel like Allen Robinson is so old. He's only 31 and a half. Yeah. I feel like this dude's been around forever.
Obviously, 31.
I wanted Allen Robinson.
Oh, former Washington legend DeAndre Carter.
I go McCole Hardman and run him on kick returns.
Mecole. You can get these guys for dirt cheap. Dirt.
I
remember when everyone said we were fools for letting DeAndre Carter go?
Yep. Tia says good night, fellas, in chat.
Didn't he make all pro?
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Thank you for joining us, Tia. We'll catch you next time.
Take care. Sure? I thought like for the San Diego Chargers back in like the year he left us when the Chargers made all pro.
No, he did not make all pro.
He had a really good season. All pro. He was
if you listen to Dev, there's like 70 guys who were all pro every year.
Hold on, I think he did though.
No, he did not. He was a second. He moved up to second string. He had a better chance to get playing time there. That's why.
I thought he got like kick.
Uptown great talking about Adrian Dantley. Adrian Dantley.
He went to the Chargers and got 538 yards.
No, I'm talking about on kick returns and shit. I thought he made. Let's take a look.
Dantley's a nice to play all legs and elbows. You're going to get. That's right.
Awards and honors. I don't see anything. He got special team player of the week a couple times. Yeah. That's it.
Nigga, he sucks. I told you, Phil, he was terrible.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Dre says, Danley is an ISO play, all legs and elbows. You're going to get it.
That's my kind of guy.
Yeah. Be right. I like Lockett. Always
I want those people to believe you need a guy who's all like, my like, how everybody has their players that are like, weren't stars, but you just loved watching them play.
Yeah.
Mine was Bill fucking Cartwright. Okay.
Bill Cartwright.
The worst free throw I ever seen in my life.
First of all, had the worst shooting form ever.
Way overhead.
By the way, a Nick, by the way.
But you do realize that before Patrick Ewing came to the Knicks, he averaged he went 2 seasons in a row averaging over 20 points a game.
Yeah, he's an all-star.
Yeah, he was actually a good offensive player. But the reason why he was so good is that no center during the regular season, at least, would ever like really exert themselves because they did not want to get hurt. Because like Cartwright played all elbows all the time, right? There used to be a coach who used to keep a drawing of tombstones of every player that Bill Cartwright injured with his elbows. Like Hakeem Olajuwon was a victim. I know he caught Ewing one time. He used to write it down and write a little tombstone. He titled it Cartwright National Cemetery because of the fact that there were so many headstones that Bill Cartwright claimed. So like guys like that, I play elbows out all the time when I used to play.
Traded him for Oakley because Oakley and Mike didn't get along in 1986.
No, Mike.
I traded him before he got there. Yeah,
Mike hated that trade because he liked Oakley. Oakley was his best friend when he was with the Bulls.
Yeah, so
Oakley was also his bodyguard. Oakley was his bodyguard. No one truly messed with Mike because of Oakley. If you hit Mike, Oakley was going to hit you. And that usually was not good.
And he didn't get that back till Robin showed up. I feel like Jordan was on his own for that long period of time. He didn't have a goon.
They didn't have a goon, but they had
Brian
like I said,
Williams.
Bill Cartwright had the elbows.
Yeah.
And the problem was that the real guy who replaced Oakley was Horace Grant.
Yeah.
Horace Grant was not a physical guy like that. Horace Grant was a guy who he would gas out power forwards.
Yeah.
That dude could.
He was a
run.
little more dynamic than Horace Grant.
And see, that's another guy I watched. In fact, I wore the last year I played basketball. When I played, CYO ball, I wore 54.
Yeah,
because Horace Grant.
Yep.
And Horace Grant was a guy who did. Your job is to do everything. You have to be able to do a little everything. Defend the court. You need to be, you be able to get rebounds. You be able to score, jumpers 10, 12 feet out. And honestly, it's kind of like how my game was. Like I played kind of a similar style.
Get Mike the ball when he calls for it.
I made myself valuable by doing everything. Everything that was unsexy.
Steve Kerr probably got a bunch of points his first year with Orlando too. When they traded him there.
Yeah. Back some wide receiver talk. Deluxe says, think it's best to draft a receiver, need a other young one to develop. Replace Debo or Noah in a year. Ideally, Luke can build with Jade. That's what my comment was earlier about signing one of these big name guys up here. I mean, you sign one of these guys, Luke ain't ever going to see the field. Kim asked a question for you, Dev. Are you tired of Crowder? He did well last year.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
I mean, let me pull up his stats here.
His kick return stats were good. He didn't get as much in the way of passing game time because there were so many guys in those roles. But Crowder's the kind of guy I like keeping around just because Crowder,
9 for 72 last year.
He seems to be a very steady, I don't know, wherever he goes, the wide receiver room tends to be nice and quiet.
Yeah. 9 catches, 70 yards with 2 touchdowns, though. That's pretty efficient.
Mm-hmm.
His kick return stats are a lot better.
Yeah, returns.
I like that combo of him and Luke. I like that combo of him and Luke returning kicks. And because kickoffs are such a big part of special teams again, you have to have guys who can return kicks.
He had no kickoff returns, but he had 8 punts for 81 yards.
He had punt returns. Oh, good.
Yeah, 10.1. 10.1. Yep.
I'm sorry. He was back there a lot, though.
He was. He just didn't get them. Yeah, you're right. He was back there. Yep. Dre said Elijah Moore must be a head case. Why hasn't he signed yet? But I'll sign him. That's what I was saying. Elijah Moore, dude, he's only 24 or almost 25. I don't know what his deal is whatsoever. Makes you wonder. There must be something that we don't know about Elijah Moore.
I think we should go with Rondale Moore instead. But that's just me.
So Rondale Moore is a interesting guy too. Yes, Cartwright. That me mofo shot. Yeah, good times. Good times. Kim said, help us at crucial moments. Crowder did. He had some very clutch moments. Like when people went down, we lost Noah Brown. We were down a receiver. Crowder stepped up big time, man. But Crowder's going to be what, 30, almost 32 come season time. But for the
backup slot receiver, though, that's not
for
easy.
the price. If you're paying 1.5 with inflation, salary cap
for a backup slot receiver who's proven himself, yeah,
why not? You know what's crazy though? He's only made $10 million his whole career. Elijah Moore, 21 through 24 rookie year, and then got traded 2 years into his rookie deal to the Browns. That's insane. What is his deal? I don't know. I need someone else smarter about Elijah Brown than what he got. 800. You know what? Look at this. Look at Elijah Moore stats: 892, 903, 731, 476. They just completely have gone. That's potential to me. If you can get 900 yards in Cleveland, who was throwing the ball in 23 and 24? Deshaun Watson and whatever, Jameis Winston. I'm sorry. His trajectory is up. His trajectory is up, not down. I apologize.
I will say this. Rondale Moore doesn't have those kinds of stats. He also didn't get those kinds of starts either. But I feel like he would be a good possession receiver type. Even though he's a slot guy. He's 5'7", 181. But when I say possession receiver, I'm talking about the guy who can get you those first down catches.
He started 8 games,
he might be a little too much like Debo.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize he's only 5'7".
Yeah. I don't know.
But God,
I mean,
I didn't realize Elijah Moore was putting those kinds of numbers. He must be like locker room aides.
So sorry, I was looking at the wrong column. We're looking at snaps, but still 538 yards, 446, 640, 538. So 61 and 538. That's Noah Brown territory. That's OZ territory. I don't know what his deal is. He's 24. Went to Mississippi. Okay. Where did Rondé went to Purdue? Okay. Deluxe says he'd bring Crowder back, adds return unit, depth, wide receiver. Don't put the team drafting wide receiver. Yeah, he wouldn't at all. Not for the peanuts he'd be getting. Keep Crowder, doesn't hold a grudge. If that's not paying him, leave to the Jets. Come back.
Elijah Moore is also a smaller guy, by the way. He's 5'10".
5'10", and what was Rondale Moore?
Rondale Moore's 5'7".
Ooh, tiny guy, little tiny peanut. Crowder was stashed on IR team was needed. Yeah, he contributed right away. Good depth piece. That was a brilliant strategy, by the way, by the team. Stashed him when they needed him, and the rest was over. So yeah. All right, guys. I'm not sure. Have we culminated? We can keep going. I do want to show real quick the off-season dates here, where we are sitting in the league. Here we go. So we just got through a lot of the new league dates started on the 12th of March. So you saw all those tenders hit, all those roster bonuses. Kirk Cousins getting paid $10 million, for doing nothing. $10 million, man. Good for Kirk. And then you're going to see at the, for the rest of March is really just free agency continues. You're going to see some people sign. You're going to see those second wave of free agents coming. So everyone's complaining about we haven't done enough. There's still lots of free agency left to go. You have a lot left. You got to get these first guys out of the way because some of these guys are posturing and they're trying to figure out, all right, what did this guy get?
That June 1st line, watch. We will jump.
Exactly. The June feels right. The June 1st, because a lot of these guys have to be cut by June 1st to save money on the team's dead cap money. So June 1st is a huge date. So we just started. There's still some more dominoes to fall, but don't get discouraged. There's still plenty of time left in free agency, and then we'll have the draft. But so yeah, league meeting starts March 30th. We'll see what crazy rules come out of that. I'm sure there's gonna be some new rules that get proposed coming out of here. I think they were talking about putting. Remember we talked about this, the electronic chain gang, using technology to help measure first downs better than what's been done in the past. We'll see what happens with the tush push. If you can stop it, prevent it, change the rules, alter it. We don't know what's going to happen because right now you can't really guard it because you can't jump over the top of a defensive player. You can't push a defensive player in. I don't know what they're going to do. Tush push is on the table.
You have to loosen up those rules.
I think it's fair. If you loosen up the defensive rules, let the defense push into the offense. Like if you can push a quarterback forward, you should be able to push a defensive lineman into the line. I think it's only fair. Why can the offense do it, but not the defense? And allow players to jump over the line to get in there. Take all of the restrictions off the defense. You have to. I get it for kickoff for field goals. I get it for field goals. When you're going for tush push 4th and inches, bro, go back into the trenches. Let them. And what injury statistics do they have for not allowing that move anymore? For not allowing people to push each other? For not allowing people to jump over the pile? What caused them to
changed the rule for the offense, allowing you to push a ball carrier forward?
But they banned it from the defense, which is stupid.
They banned it from the defense.
Yeah. Yeah, they want a wide receiver in the draft. So they want a wide receiver. We know they want an edge. I don't know what else. I mean, plenty of stuff to get, but wide receiver and edge. You got 2 right now with Debo and Terry. And by the way, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Terry extension here in the next couple weeks.
That may explain why we're kind of sitting on the cash too.
Free up some money. You extend Terry, you could free up probably another $10, $15 million, maybe even 20, depending how you structure it. You lock up Terry for another 3 years. Maybe 4, definitely 3, guarantee 3. That puts Terry at what? He's 30. Terry about 30 right now ish. 29. Shit, I would do Terry 4 years then. 4 years for Terry. Guarantee them all.
Let's see here. Let me make sure what I just said. But
Deluxe
Terry
makes a good point. All wide receivers got to
Yeah,
be
he was
blocking.
29 this past season. He's going into his year 30 season.
Okay. I'd say give him another 3 year, maybe 4, 3 with an option. And then you can figure out where he stands at the end of 3. Kim says, you going to the draft party? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that yet, Kim. Is it open to all? Let's see. Commanders draft party? I would love to go. By the way, we have something in the works if we could. So Justin in our fantasy football league, guys, and this is for Ryan, who's also in our league, being that he's a season ticket holder, I think he's opting for the package that allows us to have our fantasy draft at FedEx Field if we choose to do it. Like, how cool would that be if we could have our draft at the field? I mean, we'd have to put it on a Friday or Saturday probably, but that'd be pretty sick to have our fantasy draft at
So
FedEx.
who do you think that they're going to retire a number this year?
Well, if they continue the tradition, I mean, you can't keep retiring every number. You did Green last year.
I think Monk's the next to go.
Have they retired Sammy Balls?
Yes, he was
Have they
the
retired?
only one that was retired until a couple years ago.
Then I would do Monk, and I would probably stop there. There's probably no one else worthy of that honor, right?
Coach Kobe?
You know what? I would. Yes, because he's probably not going to get into the Hall of Fame, so that would be his consolation. So you could do Joe Jacoby, but I wouldn't go any further. I wouldn't go any further, or else where does it stop? I mean, lots of people could be in the Ring of Honor, but retiring jerseys, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Ryan said, did they challenge testing the DP call? I don't know. Anything is up for the owners to discuss, man. We'll see.
Just so you know, you want to look at kind of a stat watch. If Terry McLaurin can get 90 catches this year, he will officially pass Gary Clark for the 4th all-time most receptions by a wide receiver on this team.
Uh-oh.
He'd only be 31 behind Santana.
Yeah.
Third.
Man.
So if they do an extension on Terry, he's got at least that. Then there's no, because then he's right now he's 121 behind Santana and about 189 behind Charlie Taylor for second. Monk's another 428 catches away. He'd have to basically play his entire career here and keep up with his doing.
Deluxe says, what I'm seeing, this team's going to target a DE wide receiver cornerback unless the commander falls to them at another position. Yeah, I agree. Although I would put wide receiver a little bit further down because they got Debo. But I would say DE cornerback, edge rusher. I call it edge rusher for sure.
Deluxe predicts that there'll be 2 more jersey retirements playing Monk this year.
See, I was thinking about Riggins, but how many years did Riggins play for us? And how many years was he really good?
Riggins is still the all-time leading rusher on this team.
Yeah, because didn't we screw Portis out of getting that opportunity? I thought we screwed Portis out of it.
Portis screwed himself by getting hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt chasing down a fumble.
Because he should have broken that record. He should have broken that record.
No, he was still 600 and some yards behind.
He didn't got that though.
I mean, given his
he didn't play anywhere after he left here. So obviously he'd been injured so many times. But yeah, Riggins played for this team for 9 years. 8 actually. Hold on, I take that back. 9 years, not 10, because he did sit out a full season.
That's fair. And when was the last time? Has anyone ever even worn 44? I don't think anyone wore his jersey.
No, he's been out of circulation.
Unwritten rules just not available.
Just like Monk.
Yeah. Kim says trade back first round, maybe second. We talked about it earlier. I agree. I wouldn't mind trading out at 29 if you can get 2 or 3 picks out of it. Deluxe says Terry contract is coming. It all makes sense. Talking about doing before camp. Kim thinks it'll be done before camp. Hey, just do it. Extend Terry, man. Got to do it. Free up that money. You can be smart with the cap. Convert it all to signing bonuses so it doesn't count against the cap, and bam, there you go. Ryan says Santana, man. He'll never get the recognition he deserves. Retiring a Ring of Honor. Yeah, he won't. I don't think he played here long enough.
He should at least get Ring of Honor.
I mean, he played up to what, 2013, 14, 13?
Something like that.
But he was there all the way from what, 05?
He's picked up in 05
with Mark Brunell.
In terms of, he is 4th overall in yards, and 3rd in receptions.
Yeah, I don't know how you.
He played till 2014.
2014. Okay. I mean, played.
You know what? You can make an argument for Santana.
Yeah. He still has one of my greatest. I will still go down saying one of the greatest passing plays that I believe to ever witness. And it's the most obscure play. It was when Robert Griffin threw him that touchdown in the corner of the end zone. He was running the route, and Robert threw it way when his back was turned. And he turned around, and the ball was there right in his hip. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful play. I think that was either in Dallas. I feel like it was in a dome somewhere, but that's still one of my favorite pass plays I've ever witnessed. Ever. Great play. Dre said, win that dynamic back, an elite edge in this draft. Maybe Luka Noble will step up, draft a wide receiver next season. Yeah, but like Phil said earlier, Dre, I think you missed it. We have 3 backs on the roster. We have B-Rod, we have Eckler, and we re-signed C-Rod. And McNichols.
We got all 4.
We got the same 4 running it back. It doesn't mean that they're all going to make it, but I was talking about what if someone comes up to you and trades for Brian Robinson? That would open you up to drafting a running back, but if you have all 4, do they feel that they can just run it back with who they have? They probably feel that way. So I think running back might be off the table now, unless one of them dudes fall to you at 29. That's it. Caleb Johnson, all the good guys are going to be gone. So I don't know, man. Deluxe says Jason Wright said a few years ago when they did Charlie Taylor, that was the first, and they're planning on doing it 1 a year to give them proper honor. But you keep retiring jerseys 1 a year, man, you're going to run out of numbers.
Well, until
you got to have a threshold, until the pool runs out. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I would like to know who's in the pool. I think we talked about it. We're probably close.
Monk, Jacoby,
yeah,
guys like that. Riggins, Theismann, maybe on the outside.
When was the last time we had an NFL MVP?
Joe Theismann.
Theismann.
Didn't
Mark Mosley do?
Huh?
Didn't Mark Mosley get?
He got the year before.
Yeah, he got a year before.
Okay, year before.
That was the strike year.
Yeah. That's right.
That was the year he went. He set the record for most consecutive field goals.
Yeah,
and all that, and
Mark Mosley.
It's funny because Mark Mosley, I believe, outscored an entire team in the following year in '83.
Yeah,
and then when we had the wonderful '91 team, Chip Miller fell 8 points short of outscoring a team by himself.
He did.
Chip Miller, I thought, was going to be the next the next potential Hall of Fame kicker. I thought he was
number 8, the great 8.
For a while, he was. For 3 years, 4 years, maybe you could say he was. Just an elite level kicker, big leg, big dude. He was one of the kickers that introduced the idea of weightlifting.
We're gonna wind this damn thing down. I gotta go to the gym.
Oh yeah, let's go. Let's go, Dev. All right. We're gonna get out of here, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, Thursday we'll be back. We're gonna have George Carmy on from the Big Doug and Carmy Show. George Carmy has been a friend of the show, been on the show many times. We love George. He'll be on Thursday. We're gonna be talking draft picks. We'll be talking upcoming guys in the draft because that's what we really haven't hit on. And George is really, really tuned in. Really want to get his opinion. So that's what we're gonna be talking about Thursday. So bring all your questions for George for Thursday regarding draft picks, and we'll get his opinion on free agency and stuff like that. But we're really going to focus on draft picks and what the Commanders have cooking next month here in April. So just a friendly reminder, this podcast will be on your audio platforms here in about 5 to 10 minutes after this show. All the music is from Dev, and his Spotify link, his DistroKid link will be down in the description here of the video. So please like and subscribe on YouTube. Really appreciate all you guys. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Thank you for popping in. Enjoy your beverages, your meals, whatever you're eating tonight on St. Patty's Day. And we appreciate you guys tuning in. Phil, Dev, any final closing words?
No, that's it.
That's it.
If you have not given Proper 12 whiskey a go, I do suggest it. Extremely smooth. Will creep up on you because of that. But I like my whiskeys very smooth, especially my Irish whiskeys. That's why I like Tully. And
no such thing as Irish whiskey.
Proper 12 is fantastic.
It's Kentucky or nothing.
Yeah, nothing. That's rubbing alcohol.
I like Irish whiskeys, man.
That's whiskey piss you drinking. Unless it's coming from Kentucky, it's whiskey piss. It's a horse piss. It's what you're drinking.
No, what you're drinking in Kentucky is bourbon. Ain't whiskey, it's bourbon.
They make whiskey and bourbon here, big dog.
No, they made bourbon whiskey.
Bourbon. Give me bourbon.
Yeah,
don't trust any whiskey.
Proper 12 is definitely good.
Don't trust any whiskey. It ain't from Kentucky. Same as bourbon. Don't trust it.
No, if it comes from Ireland, people, it is a damn good whiskey.
We shall see.
I have to say that because it keeps the roof over his head.
Buy American. USA.
Make Kentucky great
USA.
again. Gray says music is dope. Salute, fellas. Great content. Thank you, gentlemen. Proper 12, definitely good for the price point. Attaboy. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We love each and every one of you. We'll see you guys Thursday with George Carmi. Thursday, 8:35 p.m. Be there. Peace and hail. Happy St. Patrick's Day. We out. They've got the Areola Cup.